Okay guys, welcome back. Been a couple of weeks since we played. Right, that was our house and we are redoing it in stone. I have a hammer that is almost dead. We still need to do the chicken coop around the back. We still have to do the herbalist hut, but there's no rush on that. This just needed planks, I think, then. Yeah, let's get around here and have a look. I think today we're just going to spend a bit of the first part of the stream. Yeah, that also has logs. Good. We're going to do the first part of the stream just cracking on with some building work. We moved into that house. We're slowly but surely going to upgrade. Oh, right, we got these. This house I'm almost done with. So this is going to get all the planks first. And then this house over here also needs a new roof. Yes, yes. Okay. And then once we've got these new houses, we can move people into them from the other houses with thatched roofs and wooden walls at the top. Yeah. You forgot to mention you played as the cleric. Oh, nice. Yeah, I don't really have we've never really played a solid D&D with my group. Never played solid D&D before. We got close to it with a couple of other systems, but then we've mostly played Blades in the Dark. Oh my god, we've got a load of buckets here. I should probably fill some of these with water because I bet we don't have any. Blades in the Dark is one of the types of systems we've played. We played one that was I can't pronounce it now because it's French. I cannot pronounce French words at all, which was terrible because this is based in the period of the French Revolution, and you are basically dirt poor peasants. So, it was misery, basically, trying to survive the misery of, that period of time. So, yeah. You know what I should do is turn this clay into something, and maybe we can sell it. We have a bunch of feathers that need to go. We have some. Was I saving the fur? I was saving furs, I think, for rugs. Oh, Blood Knight! Hello, Blood Knight. How are things going? I was thinking about you the other day, and we haven't seen you in a while. How are things? I know it's been a rough month for you. I hope things are looking better now. And thank you very much for that Tier 3, I should say. I was going to say 3-tiered. It's like, it's not a wedding cake, it's a sub-mat. Good God, Thank you for that Tier 3. 42 months? That's crazy. Come on in. You're fast approaching, 4 years soon. That is nuts, but I do hope you're feeling, a little better overall and things are going well. Yeah, nice to see you. Up and down, life is going as it always been the last month and a half. Yeah, no, I fully understand. I suddenly want to go raise chocobos. Oh yeah, I can hear the music now. I have my speaker turned really low down, which is why I don't wear earphones, because then I don't need to... I can set a noise gate up. I don't like wearing earphones, although, not to get gross or anything, but I did go to the doctor's for the first time in a long freaking time. Last week as well was one of the things we did on my week off in the build-up to my anniversary, for Shaiamai's anniversary. Earphones. I put them on. The reason I don't like streaming with these on is because my voice is muffled and I can't hear shit. So, it makes it hard for me to know how loud to talk. You can set a monitor up, but when I've done that, there's always been a slight delay I can just never get rid of, and then it fucks with my flow, my rhythm of talking, and I can hear myself talking over myself with a slight delay. It's bad. But also, usually this ear gets very achy all down here. All down the outside and down the jawline. I get a bad ache after a while wearing these. Went to the doctor's, and of course he's checking everything. He's doing, this is the first Canadian doctor I've been to since moving here 2 years ago, and he's like, okay, we'll do a full workup, we'll get everything baselined. I'm like, yeah, that's fine, because I didn't bring anything like that. I brought my medical history, but it doesn't have the last time I got a physical check, because that was done at immigration. for the immigration services at a private clinic, so I never got a copy of that. I had one done previously to that, but I didn't get a copy of that either to bring with me. So he's like, let's just get everything from our point of view, and I'm like, yeah, that works. He puts the little fiber optic camera in my ear, and I remember the last time I had that done, I was a kid, and a doctor would get one of those big freaking telescope things and just jam it into your ear and look. Now they've got little fiber optic cameras they plug into a laptop, and you can see it on their screen while they're looking. He goes in this ear to check the eardrum, and he can't see it because there's a huge wall of wax in the way, like a big, heavy, dense wall of wax. And I was like, ew. He looked in this ear, this one was clear. I'm like, well, thank God. But it starts to make me think, is that why I've had so much pain in this ear when I wear headphones? Like, because there's wax in there and it's causing pressure? Probably. But I don't know if that'll work better for me now, because I managed to get it out. He didn't remove it, I just got a spray, and it popped out after a couple of days. Gross. Sorry for oversharing a little bit. But yeah. From the 16th of March, I followed you for 5 years ago? Oh man. Time flies, it really does. Oh my goodness. Ooh, leather. We can turn these into... We're not making bags anymore for them, we're making... water skins. God, it's been 2 weeks. Yeah, we've got a few simple bags left. I only make bags out of them. Oh god, we've got so much fucking stone. So much stone. Whenever I need them for my farmers. So I am just double checking everything to make sure there's nothing anomalous in here. We have a couple of wooden hammers left as well, and a whole bunch of plates and bowls. Shovels, wool fabric. Okay, yeah. It's been nearly 2 weeks since we played. Alright. I'm wondering, we can't move things, which is a shame. I would love to be able to move, like, drop-down containers and stuff. I could start filling this area instead with them. For when we get a donkey anyway. But this is where I'm keeping stuff that... And are these already full? Holy cow, they're all full. Okay, well, it's only the feathers we're putting in here. Yeah, I need to go make the water skins at the tailor place. 5 years, my goodness. Where are they? Miscellaneous. Good. Water skins. We can make 5 of those. Nice. So I need to get some solid trading done first, I guess. Okay. Oh, and I was going to turn clay into stuff as well. Man. I'm wondering, like, what of these would be worth making to sell? Probably things like bottles. 300 for the scheme. Alright, we're gonna do it. I'm sure I'll make all that money back selling these bottles. Alright. Put all those in there. Yeah, how much are bottles? They're 3 each. So to sell, we'll be getting 1.5 each. So we're not going to make the 300 back yet, but we will over time. What else did I have to put in here? We've got the water skins. These are good. Water skins, they're like 20 each. Really nice. So maybe we should go and do a trade run first. I think that might have been the way I left the last stream off. I should have watched the end of it just to remind myself what we're doing. How do we play this game again? Yeah, I'm gonna leave those clay bowls in there just in case the cook wants to use them. They probably will. Got a load of flour. How are we doing on logs? 11. It's planks we need mostly. So I'm going to let them build up a bunch of logs and then I'll turn them into planks myself, and then we'll go around in the evening and fill up some roofs. 204 stone? Christ. What the hell am I going to do with all that stone? Okay, we will go sell cabbages. Oh my god, I can't carry all of that, can I? We'll have to come back. What about the dried meats? Okay. Where do we want to sell these? We could sell them to Gustovia's tavern. Do we need to buy anything? I don't think we need to buy anything. Let's just go. I got my longbow now and a bunch of copper arrows. Nice. The D&D campaign I am part of had the first session on Friday. Oh, nice! Was it just a character building, or was it the actual first full, like, adventure day? Usually with my groups, we do a character building day, and then we do a, you know, like, an actual first intro session. Although for Riotama, when we did that, we did the characters and built the world, and then we did the first day of travel just to kind of test the system. So, because this game, the way that it works is it's about traveling. Yeah, this game is about traveling from point A to B. That's the core of the mechanic. So you have a specific rule set for getting from point A to point B, which I will talk about while my guy auto runs. I love auto run in video games. Video game designers, if you're ever making a game that has a lot of overworld travel, give me an auto run function, because that's much nicer. It means I can do stuff like this. I can just sit back and use both my hands for other things. Occasionally freeing one up to steer myself. You rolled a natural 20 on a store investigation. Oh, those nat 20s, they feel so nice, right? But anyway, this game has like a journey flow. That's probably freaking the camera out. I don't know. It has a journey flow system. So the way the game system works with this is you have 4 different types of stats for every character. You have strength, spirit, dexterity, and intelligence. And each stat is the dice that you roll, so it goes up in dice sizes. So you go from 4 to 6 to 8 to 10 to 12. So you roll a d4, 6, 8, 10, or 12 when you roll those stats. Every morning, the characters wake up, they do a condition check if they're camping in the wild. If they're in a pub, they don't. Like if they've stayed at an inn in a city, they don't do condition checks. But normally, yeah, they would do a condition check, so they roll their strength and spirit stat together, and as long as they don't fumble, roll 2 1s, they're fine, and that's their condition level for the day. If they roll a fumble, they also have an additional status effect, like they feel sick, they feel muddled, and each one of these drops a dice size down, you know, things like that. They have poisoning, you know, like they have food poisoning or something. Or, you know, so loads of different stuff, or they have an injury. Then they roll a travel check. Everybody rolls strength and dexterity. You have to beat a target number, which is the terrain they're in, which has a difficulty number assigned to it, and the weather also has a difficulty number. And that determines whether or not they get injured during the day's travel. One person who's the navigator rolls a direction check, so they roll the stats for that. And that determines how far they make it for the day. Do they only make a half-day travel? Do they go around in a big circle and come back to where they started? You know, things like that. And it's really cool. And then you have to roll a camping check to make sure you set up a good camp at the evening. Everybody ticks off a ration and a water consumption, and on it goes, you know? Oh, I'm still carrying these buckets? Shit. Okay, let me sell a whole bunch of cabbages. You like cabbages, right? You like cabbages. Who doesn't like cabbages? And some baskets to keep all your stuff in. We've got an old stone knife in case you need it. Alright. I'll be back. I got more to deliver. This is why we need a donkey. This is why the bigger the town gets, the more stuff we're going to be... I should eat some food as well. The more stuff we're going to be accumulating. But yeah, all the other systems we've played, though, are things, like I said, we played Blades in the Dark. Really cool game. I would love to GM that for some people in the community at some point. That might be pretty cool. Like, just do a mini campaign. We played a homebrew version of Fate Accelerated. One of the guys set up this crazy idea that we came from a continent with magic to a continent where, well, there's still magic, but people there don't know about it. So they're like a medieval society, and we have to pave the way as the vanguard of like 4 elite warriors for the Lich King that is coming behind us, and he wants to take over this continent. So, you know, and I played Rimbalwa, the undefeated gladiator in life, but now dead, because he died centuries ago and was brought back from the underworld in a bargain with the Lich King, because he needed an elite warrior. So, you know, and he comes back to find out that people don't actually know about his old civilization that he was a part of. It's gone. And it's like, wait, what? But it's like, no, it's been scrubbed from history. So there's a big mystery about it. It's very, very cool. And yeah, then it turned out there were magic people there. There's some people with another agenda. We never got back to that campaign, though. We finished a season of it on a cliffhanger ending, and we haven't gone back to it. So I don't think we ever will. Recently we played Galaxies in Peril, which is a superhero game. Very cool game. It's based on the Blades in the Dark system, the Forged in the Dark system. Yeah, we played the French misery, you know, French Revolution era game, like pre-French Revolution era, where we played dirt poor peasants trying to survive on the streets. I played a merchant who was trying to make a name for his family business, and, you know, all his shipments were getting stolen by the gates guards and the tax collectors and so on. It was really cool, but a little confusing. Very, very complicated game system. So yeah, we played a load of different stuff, but not D&D, not pure D&D. And the next one we're playing is Dune, so there we go. I will head off and relax in a bit, Matt. I will tell you more about the campaign in DMs later. Yes, please do. I'm eager to know how things went. We also have a tabletop channel. If you want to discuss tabletop stuff in the Discord at any time, feel free to drop in there. But we've got one. Just look for the dice logo on the channel name. And yeah, I'd love to have more chats about adventures in roleplay. Okay, before I go anywhere, I'm going to get these buckets out of my inventory. And it's good to see you as well, and thank you again for the resub. I do appreciate it. Okay, we are gonna throw... Oh, we had loads of buckets of water in here. Okay, well now we have even more loads, because this person is making bread for the group. I should grab some food, because I just had the last of my actual food. I kind of wish food storage was only where raw food went. The ingredients and finished products actually go to the kitchen's inventory, and I can pick shit up there. You know? Like, I kind of wish that was how this worked. Now I'm gonna have a couple of these older mushroom soups, a couple of these older porridges, and I'm gonna grab a couple of these scrambled eggs as well. I need to slow down cooking again, I think. Or did I already do that? I might have already done that. I feel like we're over making shit, you know? Yeah. Like, for the rate at which the NPCs are eating food versus me, you know, I feel like I'm eating way more food. Well, I eat way more food than them, I know that much. But, you know, I still feel like they're making more food than I can eat. Alright, carrots, let's get rid of these. Let's have these as well. This dried meat. This. And the onions. Okay, that's that emptied. Oh, we're slow. We'll take a slow jog. Yeah. The other thing I did while I was off, I went and got a haircut. If you are wondering if my hair has gotten shorter since the last time you all saw me, it has. So yeah, I went to go get myself a nice haircut. I had a fight with a pair of clippers and I lost. So, you know, I had my ears lowered and all the other silly expressions for had a haircut. He kind of cut it a little too short up the sides though. I would have preferred a little bit more length around here still for brushing back and around and such, because now the hair here goes forward and I can't push it back because it's too short, so it's just like sitting flat to my head and pointing forward, and then this bit goes that way. I don't know, maybe it'll grow on, it'll grow on me, get it? Anyway, no. Sorry, that was bad. But yeah, I had a haircut, so I went back to the mall, got one of those done, and just kind of chilled for the day. That was after my doctor's appointment. I made... When was it? What day would it be? It would be Thursday. On Thursday last week, I made... And this is going to confuse my British friends, and it may also confuse my American friends, because you'll wonder if I'm talking about what you call biscuits and what we call biscuits. But I made biscuits. I'm talking about buttermilk biscuits, you know, that for a Brit, you could say they're kind of like a savoury scone. So you make them with buttermilk, flour, baking powder, baking soda, and butter. And combine it all together and a bit of salt. And yeah, you bake them after you've like put the dough together, cut them into biscuit shapes and bake them, and they fluff up. They're fluffy in the middle, they should be all flaky and stuff. Yeah, I made those. They were my food channel. I was really impressed and pleased with how it all came together. I made a sausage country gravy because I've never had this before, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna try it. I live in North America now. I should have some of these staples every now and then. Although it's not really a staple out here in the west of Canada. You know, I don't know if it's more an eastern thing or more of a southern United States thing, but anyway. I had that and it was very nice. And I was like, I'm so impressed with these. Friday, I made... Shai likes to get from Tim Hortons the bacon and egg and cheese on a biscuit breakfast sandwich. So I said, would you like one of those? We have some bacon. And she's like, yeah. She took a bite out of it, maybe two. And she looked at me and she was like, this biscuit, very dry. It's kind of doughy, you know? And I was like, really? And she's like, tastes very floury. And I'm not sure I like it. It's not like the biscuits that we get elsewhere. And I'm like, oh. I said, because I had mine smothered with sausage gravy, so of course I didn't notice this. And I was like, well, shit. Because, you know, I had nothing to compare them to in my own personal experience, so I was like, okay, well, I tried. I have tons of buttermilk. I had to buy, because the smallest I could buy was a litre, and I needed like 1 cup of it. So I'm like, shit. So I've still got like 3/4 over of a litre left. So yeah, that was a little disappointing to hear, but I'd rather hear it than not, you know. She's very timid when it comes to telling me that the food I've made didn't come out very well. And I'm like, please tell me. I don't want to keep making it thinking I'm doing a good job. I want to know, and then I can improve it, you know. My ego will survive. I have 0 ego. Don't worry about it. Just, you know, let me know. Oh. There's a specialty vendor there. Okay. Let's go get more stuff and then we'll come back again. How much money do I have now? So much money. We might need to sell our extra stuff to other people. But yeah, I've eaten them all. They're all gone now. I made 6, you know. They really did, though, poof, like, they ballooned up. But the reasons... I was going back over it in my mind afterwards, and I'm like, you know what I think I did wrong? The recipe I followed, first of all, it's from America. It's from the US, which isn't necessarily a thing, but it can be, for a reason I will explain in a moment. The comments I read on the recipe, somebody pointed out that the writer of the recipe had made a mistake in the flour measurements. And then the person who made the recipe came back on and said, oh, you're right, I didn't think about this, because they'd converted 10 ounces weight into cup size. And like 2 cups of flour was what it called for. Thing is, there are different grades of flour, and this was all discussed in, every freaking recipe on any website today has to have a book written about the damn thing before you actually get to the recipe. So it's buried in there somewhere talking about, having tried different types of flour and settled on various different ones, different grades and so on, but you can use this or that. But when they wrote the actual recipe quantities out in the little blurb, it's just like basic. So somebody commented and said, so if you're using just general all-purpose flour, it's lighter, and 2 cups is only about 8.5 ounces. So if you need it to be 10 ounce and not 2 cups in volume of flour, then you need to have 2.5 cups, and it comes to about 10 point some ounces. And the recipe author agreed and said, yes, you're absolutely right, you should do that if you're using all-purpose flour. You should have the extra half cup. So I was like, well, I will be using all-purpose flour, because we don't have any other type right now, and I don't care, because I don't do enough baking to really want to buy 5 different grades of fucking flour. So I'm like, okay, I will remember that. So I used 2.5 cups of flour, because the other person said that if you don't use the 2.5 cups, the mixture was very wet, and it shouldn't be, because it won't rise properly then, it'll be too dense. And I thought, yeah, okay, I'll do that. So I did it, and it wasn't wet at all, it was fine. But it will make a more floury tasting mixture overall. So that's what I did wrong. Oh god, we've spent the whole day running back and forward to this town trying to sell our excess stuff. But this is good, because it's giving the resource gatherers a chance to gather a whole bunch of resources. So anyway, yeah, that was the problem. An extra half a cup of flour made it taste more doughy. I should have added more butter, which wasn't mentioned in the comments. So I think I'm going to try that this week. Or I'm just going to I'm going to try 2. I'll try 2 cups, and if it comes out too wet, I'll still throw in a little extra flour, but maybe a 1/4 of a cup. But I will also make sure I add a little extra butter if I do that, but I'll try not to and just follow the recipe as written. Because the other thing that's different, this is an American recipe, and I'm using flour that was from grain grown and milled here in Canada. Notorious for its higher protein contents. Insanely high, to the point that you have to really fiddle with some recipes. Unless you know it's been written by a Canadian, it's different. Like, it's so different. Cakes here, you have to do extra things with to make them rise properly. For instance, like, bakers in Canada have to follow entirely different recipe principles for baking cakes than an American baker does with their flour, because we have such high protein content in the flour, and it messes with the baking. But that could have also been part of the problem, so I probably didn't need to add that extra half cup to begin with. That's my theory. So I'm going to try it without this week, and I'll see what happens. But if you want to look at the biscuits that I made, they look amazing. They're in my food channel on my Discord. Unless you're watching this on YouTube a year after this came out, and then in which case it's probably well long since buried. Sorry. I might still be baking them by then, though. I'll probably be posting them every week for all I know. Probably not. So, yeah, that was my adventure in baking. A little disappointed, but I learned, and I will try new ones. But they need to be buttery. But the other thing it told me to do was freeze the butter stick, and then use a box grater to shred it. I did that, and you shred it onto a piece of parchment paper. Well, it still managed to stick to the shredder, and it still managed to stick to the parchment paper, so a lot of the butter didn't necessarily make it into the mixture to begin with, because it had already begun to thaw. by the time it was shredded and, you know, smeared all over the place, and I was like, yeah, this ain't good. So I'm just gonna cube it. I'm just gonna leave it non-frozen, because it's not like it's a tropical environment here, you know. I can keep the butter cold without needing to freeze it, I think, but I thought it might make it easier to handle. But no, I'm just gonna cube the butter and then all of it goes in. Show me your wares. Okay, clay bottles. Oh, 1.8. Not 1.3? Okay. Well, she has more than enough money to handle all this. Alright. 5 water skins. There you go. We have so much money. Alright. Got a donkey would be so nice right now. And then I don't have to, you know, do this all day. This is why we've been working towards getting one. But then we can make the evenings about building in the town, so... Yeah, I'm gonna try those recipes again this week and see how well they do. Plus, the biscuits were so huge. It said in the recipe, make the dough about 1 inch thick, and then you cut it into biscuits and bake them. And I was like, okay, I'll do that. And they grew out to be like 2 inches thick. So I can probably, you know, I mean, that's not necessarily a problem, but they might bake better all around as well, and not be as dense in the middle, because they were a little bit. If I flatten them down even more to like a 1/2 inch and cut them up into portions, I'll get more biscuits that way, and they'll still rise, because these were huge. So I could make them smaller. They'll still puff up quite well, because I bought fresh baking soda and fresh baking powder for the whole job. We had an old pack of baking soda that has been in that cupboard since I moved here 2 years ago. And I don't know how long it was there before. And I'm like, I'm not using that. I used it for cookies and I'm not using it. I mean, they still came out pretty good, but no. I will buy new and we'll use that instead. But yeah, this week, other than today, I've got to go to the store to buy some groceries anyway. On Saturday, there won't be a stream. I'm still debating whether to put a stream on Saturday or not, because at 20 to 1, I have to be down at the clinic to get my blood taken for my doctor. He wants to have a look at my blood work. That's one of the things that was part of my physical. They said, here's the requisition, go get it done. That's different here, because in England, they're trained at the GP clinics to draw blood, to then send off to a central lab. You can still have it done somewhere as well, but if they need blood work doing, they'll be like, okay, you know, we'll do that as part of your appointment. They'll tell you so you know not to eat anything for 8 hours and so on. And they do it right there and then. So, whereas here, they don't. We have to go to the urgent care clinic, and there's a lab there, and then you get the blood work done there. Alright, it is building time. I'm going to make a whole bunch of planks for roofs. Go from there. Let's see. 9 bucket. Oh my god. I should be selling these, shouldn't I? Let me move these. Do these next time we do a trade run. I'll sell these. I forgot about the excess buckets. How many is this guy making? What are you making bucket-wise? Let's just have a look here. 3 a day. That's not bad. Okay. He's using 6 planks. So yeah, that's the only other thing I have to do this week. So, yeah. Couple of iron axes. Loads of logs. Oh yeah. So we'll turn 22 of them into planks, I think. Save 10. Because these guys need logs for their production as well. So I'd rather they have a stockpile first thing in the morning. Make 44 planks. Can I carry additional planks that we had? Take these. Felix, hello! Hi, how's it going? Oh, and I will need a new hammer probably soon. Do we have a spare copper hammer yet? We have 8 copper hammers? The hell? I need to turn that production right down as well. We had to fine tune some of this because they have been changing like the way the production works and so on. It's only making 0.78 a day though. And if I've got a lot of building to do, and he needs to use hammers as well. I don't know. I'll leave it. It is going good. We are just about to start putting a roof on several houses, or part of a roof, because they take so many planks. You're good. A bit under the weather? Oh no, I think quite a few people have been getting sick lately as well, yeah. You have some fruits. Excellent. Now, I'm doing good. I was just regaling people with my baking adventures last week, and I made buttermilk biscuits, and they turned out kind of floury and dry, which was a bit of a shame. And we had our anniversary on Friday, our 5th anniversary. So we went to go see Planet of the Apes, the new one, and it wasn't bad. I feel like... Oh, hang on. I thought this had logs. Alright. I feel like it was missing something, and I can't put my finger on it. Overall, it was a fairly enjoyable movie. Oh, congrats, thank you. So yeah, I don't know what was it missing? I don't know, but it was missing something. Speaking of missing something, let me just quickly alt-tab out. I forgot to post the link to my stream on my Twitter, because I'm a professional like that. There we go. We have an ad break coming up in about a minute, guys, 2 minutes, so I do apologize for the ads, but I will say they help the channel, but not financially. They help the channel with getting rid of pre-rolls for the majority of an hour, so that helps. But it's only a couple of minutes. I will appreciate people for sticking around. Let's see, what else can we be doing here? I suppose I could get 3 logs and add those to the roof of this building. So yeah, I mean, other than that though, not much going on. I had my first doctor's physical in years. Well, since my immigration anyway, checkup, my pre-immigration checkup. Because if you're going to immigrate to another country like Canada, they want you to have a medical check before they even begin processing your application. So, just for those people who think it's an open border and anybody can walk in, they can't. It took me a year to get here. Yeah, Twitch is indeed stingy with the ads. But yeah, I went there and, you know, no problems. I mean, I don't feel like there's any problems, and the guy listened to all my heart and, you know, lungs, and checked, poked and prodded, and, you know, looked in my ears with a camera and up my nose and at the back of my mouth and so on, and was like, yeah, everything looks fine apart from one ear was stuffed up with wax. Which it now isn't, because I got a spray, and after a couple of days, the blob in there moved far enough forward that I could catch it with a fingernail and popped it out. So, sorry for the details, but ew. Yeah. But yeah, that was definitely a thing. Other than that, though, I've got to go to get my blood taken at the clinic. We were just talking about the fact that in England, if I go to see my doctor and they're like, we need blood samples to run a check on, just for, you know, they just wanted to get like a baseline. Because I have no medical history here in Canada yet on file. So they're like, let's just check a bunch of everything generally. Since you're in your 40s, let's get a blood work check. We can check for prostate problems with that, and if we see anything that's of concern, we may want to investigate further physically. And I'm like, okay, I know what that means. You're going to shove your finger up my bum. Hopefully nothing shows up on the blood work. I don't think it did before because my immigration check seemed to go fine. They don't give you the results. But, you know, I'm going to put some of these coins away as well. Boof, there we go. So yeah, they don't share the results with you, but the fact that they don't come to you and say you have a problem means you probably don't have a problem, you know, because if I had a problem, they would have come to me and told me. We should probably go and have a drink. So yeah, you know, that's the only reason they did that, and I'm getting my blood work done. But in England, you go to the clinic there and have a physical, and if they wanted blood work as part of it, they'd let you know ahead of time. You don't eat or drink for 8, 12 hours, whatever. And then they draw the blood there and then. Whereas here, you have to go to a different place to have it done, so... But yeah, that's an interesting change. Let me go put these bowls away as well. Had that when I was at the camp. They used a water gun to get it out of my ear. Yeah, like they flush it basically with saline. That's what they said they might have to do if an olive oil spray didn't work. Yeah, that's it. I have a fresh status on the body. You know, if I come with British medical records anyway, doctors here might do things differently, might prioritize different things, different styles of, you know, checkups and so on. I kind of figure it's probably they'd want their own version of like the full checkup rather than someone else's, and mine would be several years old anyway by this point. It's like 3 years. Sleep till next day. Yeah, so the lab is separate. It is. So I went on the website and booked it, created my account and booked a slot at the local. It's in town. You know, it's in like the medical center in town. There's what's called urgent care, which is kind of like a mini emergency room and, you know, immediate problems that you can go to, but they're only open through the daytime. They're not like a hospital that's like overnight. The big hospitals are in the city. So, you know, you go there, that's where the A&E is and all that kind of stuff, the emergency room. Okay, what are we doing today? We've sold a whole bunch of stuff, so we don't need to do anything selling-wise. I'm going to need to get a store of things. Yeah, we don't need to do anything here today. Maybe I should grab an iron axe. In fact, I'm wondering, I need to cool down? Get the hell out of here. How the hell do I cool down anymore? I have like the best gear for summer. No. And they don't believe UK doctors? Well, I mean, it's probably not so much even that, you know. But anyway, yeah, the lab is here in town, so I don't have to go far to get it done, but I'm not getting it done till Saturday. And then, after I've had that done, I'll book an appointment with my doctor for the following week. So it won't be next week, it'll be at the beginning of the week after. So there might not be a Monday stream that day, depending on what time I can get in at the doctor's. Go back, he'll have a look at the blood work with me and discuss if there's any problems. I don't really know what we're going to do with this day. Oh yeah, I was going to get an iron axe. Do I have an axe? I think I do. I have an iron axe, it's 33%. I need a shovel. That's what I was going to grab. I don't have a shovel, because then I can get stumps. I might as well go and cut my own wood. You know? why are the conditions on these shovels so huge? What is going on? Oh my god. Yeah. So we're gonna put the shovel on 4. There we go. So if I go get my own wood, that might not be a bad idea. And I think there are some stumps over here somewhere that I never lifted out of the ground, unless that's on my other game. But yeah, and then he'll take another look at the year. We'll see if we got all the wax out of it. But other than that, I mean, I generally seem to be in good health. Like, I have no personal complaints. Like, I don't say, oh, I keep getting this odd pain here that stays for hours at a time, or I eat this thing and then I feel like crap afterwards. You know, like, I don't really have any food sensitivities to worry about. Huh. Okay, there's no stumps. It must be my other game. So, let's get some wood. Gimme. Bonk, bonk, bonk. That's right. Thought I just heard somebody talking. That was weird. So yeah, overall, I should be in decent health. Let's knock one of these down here. I don't like stripping out a whole section of forest. You know, I try to space out my lumberjacking. Oh, you're gonna do that, are you? Okay. You just want me to die, don't you? You just want to fall on me and kill me. Well, I'm on to you, game. Oh my god, there's a piece hanging up there. Can I get it from here? No, I can't. I'm gonna have to knock this other tree down then. Oh, turn around. There we go. And run away! Oh! See? It tried to get me. It tried to get me. I'm on to you. The game loves killing me with, like, falling trees. I've had that happen to me so many times. 14 logs. Alright. Timber! But you know, hey, being in Canada all this time, I have quite a bit of experience now as a lumberjack. I feel like it's just in the air. It rubs off on you. You know, lumberjacks and hockey. And goose wrangling. They're all like just naturally ingrained things that slowly but surely, the longer you stay in Canada, the better you can become at these things, in your brain anyway. Bear wrestling as well, that's another good one. Brilliant pastime here. People love it. Ooh. This is gonna... Yep. Going. I'm not going near that till it stops moving. Goose? Yes. Dangerous animals. Like, people think cougars, wolves, grizzly bears are like the most dangerous parts of nature here in Canada. It's the geese. They are they're the thing you really need to watch out for. The geese. They will F you up. Given half a chance, they could strip a full-grown human carcass clean to the bone in 5 minutes, if there's enough of them. If they decide it's your time to die, the best thing you can do is lay down and accept it. If you struggle, it will just make it worse. They're sadistic. They will make it hurt. And they'll make it last longer. They will actually punish you for having the temerity to try to live through this. You know? That's what geese are like. It's the truth. This is all the truth. Oh, there we go. I'm like, where are my logs? There they are. Just dump them in there for now. And we'll go out and get some more. I'll head for that clump over there. Where are they as well? But how are my fruit trees coming along? There they are. There's the fruit orchard. Let's go have a look at that first. Apple trees, yeah. It's gonna be like 10 years before they start growing anything. These interesting facts about what are fascinating about other countries. Exactly, yeah, you see, you know. This is why I love the fact that I've moved to Canada, is we get a whole new perspective on life. You know, like, I wouldn't know these things until after I moved here. All I'd have are my wrong-headed assumptions that I need to be more scared of a grizzly bear than I do a goose. But no, it's the geese you have to watch out for. Alright, let's take this tree here. And of course, you know, these are maple trees. So again, now as a resident of Canada, maple trees, I'm very familiar with. Not really, because this part doesn't have any, but okay. Well, my in-laws have a maple tree in their backyard, but not like the big, you know, that go red, and there's different varieties of maple, so... This isn't the kind that, you know, Canadians extract syrup from. AKA Canadian oil. Ooh. No, they literally have a strategic reserve of maple syrup in this country. That is actually, I'm making up shit facts right here, but that's not one of them. They really do. And somebody tried to steal it in a great maple syrup heist, believe it or not. Like, oh wow. Because it's valuable. It is you know, it is an actual resource. It's a major export. Canadian maple syrup is widely sought after, so, you know, of course they have a strategic reserve. Like other countries have crude oil, you got maple syrup. Work with what you got here, you know. Yeah, maple syrup heist. Somebody actually tried that. I don't know if they were caught or if it was just thwarted, but yeah, they tried it. It's so funny. Oh boy. You think you've heard some sort of story about it? Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much of it is urban legend and how much of it actually happened, you know, but whether it's been sensationalized all to hell and that kind of thing. Probably has. Oh, we're full again. I need to head back. But still, it's so good. We have a strategic reserve of maple syrup and somebody tried to steal from it. Like, whoa. Serious business out here, you know? Like, get your hands off my maple syrup. You touch that, that's mine. They exported it illegally, yeah, probably. Probably, like, how do you steal strategic reserves of maple syrup? I'm imagining, you know, somebody pulling up with an empty tanker truck in the middle of the night at the strategic maple syrup reserve or whatever the hell it is, and plugging it into the side of the storage vats and being like, this is ours now. jump, you know, and then security guards heard the noise and came running, and the alarms were blaring and spotlights, and they're like, go, 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 driving away in a semi. Like, yeah, the brain boggles.
What a scorcher.
It's just so silly, and I love it. Okay, let's clear out one of these. Let's take this one. They were storing the barrels and took parts out of those barrels. Ah, is that what they were doing then? They were like siphoning it off, and yeah. So somebody was basically just trying to steal it a bit at a time and sell it off to make their own bit of money on the black market. A black market for maple syrup. I love it. Great Canadian maple syrup heist. The theft was over several months in 2011 and 12. Yeah, that sounds about right. Nearly 3,000 tons, or that's long tons, or 3,300 short tons of maple syrup valued at around $18.7 million Canadian, equivalent to 24.1 million in 2023. That's inflation for you right there, Jesus. Puts inflation in perspective when you hear that. From a storage facility in Quebec, yes. Yeah, I mean, that's worth a lot of money. You know, like, some people steal jewels, you know, and that kind of thing. Some people steal maple syrup. If there's a market for it and you can sell it, why the fuck not, you know? Like, you could hijack a truck full of electronic goods, or you could steal maple syrup. It's just, yeah. What I like, though, is probably after they caught the person doing it, they probably said sorry. Just to be extra Canadian about it. Sorry. Oh, geez, I'm sorry. Okay. Well, he said he was sorry, so we've got to let him go, you know. Oh, dear me. That would be so silly. I love it. That looks like a lynx over there. Okay. Should be fine. Just look, I want to make sure I don't get attacked by freaking boars. Those things are tenacious and dangerous. More to it, the perpetrators were fined and given 2 to 5 years of jail time. Well, you know, it would be rude to do anything worse. Like, God. Can you imagine? Like, oh, slap on the wrist for that. God. I hope you learned your lesson. And they were not too sorry about it. Well, they were like, we'd do it again. Like, look, not everyone can afford, like, government-priced maple syrup. They're just providing a service. A service to the downtrodden. Ah! See what I mean? Freaking boars, man. I'm just out here trying to... I need that log. I'm gonna go get that log. Screw this boar. Oh, there's my... Did you shoot that boar with an arrow and piss it off and then it came and attacked me? Oh, that's not close enough. I think he did. I think our hunter just pissed off that boar and then it came to take it out on me? What the fuck? Bad piggies. Well, we're full again, so I gotta go back. This will be the last bit of wood I do for the day. We'll turn all these into planks. Like 1 million per person, 5 persons total. Yeah. No, in 18.7 million of losses. Oof. Yeah, they say the numbers are crazy.
I could really do with a drink.
But if there's value, people will steal it, is the object lesson there. Alright, Ludmira, I would like you to get off that, thank you. Let me also get in here. Yep, anything will do, absolutely. I just realized as well, my guy is practically dying of thirst. I should probably come and have a drink from the well. Fix that problem, there we go. Let's go around the back here. Okay, we got a new house. Ding! Yes! Construction complete. So we can get a new person in here. We need, I can't remember as well where they were, but I feel like they might have been in Denica or Lesnica. Or Rolnica, it was in this area probably, but we found someone with level 3 animal care.
Hey, it's hot.
We could move them in here and they can look after the donkey. No? I'm just looking at this as well, like thinking this bit of fence here could actually come out. Where's the destroy? That fence. That fence. Yeah. Can I make stone fences? Not yet. No, we need a lot more tech. What about planks? I haven't bought the plank fences yet? What? Okay, well I guess we're going with more wattle fence then. So this area here also needs fencing off briefly.
What a scorcher.
Yeah. Or better yet, why don't we put a gate there? Why don't we put a wattle gate there? There. Boom. I got loads of sticks in my inventory. You find people like in RimWorld? Yeah, with this game. So the idea is that there's been a war in the area. This valley hasn't been affected by it, but you moved here because you were displaced from your home that had been invaded. And when you get here, you get told, look, go build a village. There's lots of refugees and you can make a home for them all. So we're like, okay, because the guy who is the castellan of the area for the king was like, I will let you have whatever land you want, as long as you work it, you can own it. So that's the rule. So we moved over here and started building a village, and then in all the towns there are refugees, and you can go up to them and look at them and say like, okay, what are you good at? Okay, you come join my village, you know, and you've got to build up your reputation to be like a worthwhile place to live, and people will come in and you can put them to work and that kind of thing. So yeah. Yeah, sticky situation displaced because of what I know. Yeah, that's got to hit close to home as well, for you especially. But yeah, that's the idea, is that you're supposed to start, like, make a new start for people in this area. So, I think, are these resources or not? Yeah, these are rock resources. So. I don't think I want to build here, do I? No. Just trying to think how I want this fence to look. Because we've got two entrances to this, so it's like this back end should also be part of the yeah. Okay. Here is how we're going to do this. We are going to build a bit more fence along here. And down here, maybe? Can I build it there? No. Those rocks are in the way. Oh, that is so annoying. Can I get rid of them with a piece of road? No, because these are resource nodes. I really wish I could destroy them, because the people who build, like, who are the gatherers of stones and so on, don't use these. They don't care about these. They just generate them out of thin air. So I don't need these here, but there's so many of them in the town. It's so annoying. So I'm gonna have to try and find a good place. Like, I just kind of want to make an alleyway here, is basically how we're doing this. Can get it to like here. We'll put a gate here. Then do a fence here. Yeah, we can't remove it, sadly. I mean, you can deplete the stone within it for a season, but the node remains, like it stays there. So that's a bit of a problem. There we go.
Hey.
Just to kind of surround the donkey shelter, which means we can then destroy these bits of wall here. Because we don't need them anymore. And we can finally patch this up here. There we go. Yeah, so now we've got the whole thing fenced in. Or we will do when we build the fence. I now need to spend loads of sticks building a fence. Do I just have planks in my inventory still? I do, don't I? Let's get these built first. So yeah, we can maybe move somebody in now who can look after a donkey. I think we might be able to afford a donkey. Not entirely sure how much they are. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I thought they were like about 3,000 or 4,000. And I think on my other game, my own personal game of this, after I played this last on stream, I did have a run out to the place where you can buy donkeys. And they were like, I think 700. So I was like, oh, cool. But we need to feed the donkey as well. I don't know if we have enough. I think I have someone working now in the barn, right? Do I have somebody working in the barn? Management. Yeah, here we go. Production, animal husbandry, farming, barn. Yeah, somebody's in the barn now. I have 2 people working in the barn. Oh no, that's the farm shed. 1 person working in the barn. Georgina, and you are making me what exactly? Stalks, straw, seeds. Could make animal feed with oat and rye grain. I don't know how much animal feed a donkey will need. So I wanted to say I bought myself a bicycle and started to ride a bit every weekend. Oh, nice, because I didn't have time during the working week, true. And I learned that I need tons of stuff for the cycling hobby to work. Yeah, it's one of those hobbies where you're like, I just need the bike, right? And you're like, no, you also need a whole bunch of other things. Well, crap. Alright, I'm gonna start making maybe 2 animal feed a day. Let's make 4 per day. 4 animal feed per day.
Scorcher.
We'll start building a stockpile and then we'll see how much animal feed we really need to maintain a donkey. Chalk, what's up? Redeeming the drink. How is it going, Chalk? Nice to see you. Come on in, bro. Always good to have you here. I'm sure you're working and lurking, but I do appreciate you being here.
Hey,
We are making a donkey enclosure. Oh, there we go. Broke the last copper hammer. Start a fresh one. You got today off work. Nice. Good, because you work way too bloody much, dude. You seem to always be at work, even when I'm like, but I thought you would have been finished by now. Like, seriously, go home. Get some rest. Just relaxing before making burgers. Ooh, yes, burgers. Need a stick. I need 1 freaking stick. 1. Let's just, you know, I'm just gonna grab this here and grab 3 sticks. There we go. All right. What else were we working on? Do we want to finish the small house or the big house? Let's finish the small house first. I have some planks. I have more logs to make into planks. So let's finish this house first. I'll go around the back and do this bit. Burgers. Now I want burgers. Me too. Today for dinner, I think I'm going to make a crispy chicken and rice noodle dish. Or maybe just rice. One or the other. I'm going to try making the chicken and do like a homemade honey soy garlic sauce for it. Like a sticky sauce.
Overdressed like that will make you faint.
It was hard to not eat some of the pasta salads you made it. Pasta salad, that sounds good. I haven't made a pasta salad in a long time. Waiting for Amazon to give me my ear cups for my headphones since one of them decided you didn't want to be on it anymore. Ooh, yeah, that's no good. That's not what they should be doing. They should stay where they are. Absolutely. Logs. Let's grab 22 logs. Turn these into planks. I think I'll make some mashed potato and fried meats. Ooh, yummy. Yeah, we had on Thursday, I think it was. Was it Thursday? Or was it Saturday? It might have been Saturday. It was Saturday. On Saturday, we had steak and mashed potatoes. They turned out really nice. Although the steaks I've been buying, they're from Walmart. Because the price of red meat here at the moment is abysmal. And Walmart only just recently started selling a good selection of steaks in our town. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm not impressed with this last batch I got. It's a bit fattier, and the steaks are tough. So, I don't know. They didn't come out as good, but they were okay. The mashed potatoes turned out great, so that's the main thing. Yeah, meat is pricey, right? So it is sadly the case. But there are better grocers in the town that do good meat. Like I could go to Save-On or Safeway. They have really nice selections of meat, but it's very expensive. But you get what you pay for, I know. Safeway especially, they do like a range of like a gourmet selection of meat, of like red meat, and it's like air dried. They literally have the air dryer sitting in the near the meat counter, and you can see big pieces of meat in there that have been like aged in like cool dry air. That stuff is expensive. You want to go and have a piece of that cut off? That's expensive. You need to also cut off a piece of your body and sell it on the black market in order to be able to afford it. Alright. Cries in butcher. There's they are Astro A40S, so the ear cups are magnetic, but they, the felt on them decided to, oh no, yeah, come off, so you overnighted them? Right, gotcha. Yeah, that's the problem, right, is that the padding and felting on some ear pads can fall away very quickly. My job to cut all the delicious meat and never buy it. That's the torment. I'll gladly trade an organ for some. Just not the stomach, you need that one. Just remember that. Alright. I need to quickly have some water. I think we might be, we might have enough to finish this roof as well. We have plenty of logs left. Yes. Excellent. They were 4-year-old, you're surprised they lasted that long? That's not too bad, as long as they didn't fall apart like a year and a half in, you know? Shy got, I think. I got these the other week. Wireless Skull Candy wireless headphones. Free. She got an email from the Air Miles account that she has, because she hasn't generated any new points or spent any old points in a long time, and they were like, so you've got a couple of months before we close this account, so if you want to use them, and you know, activity will stop us from closing your account, yada yada yada, right? Because everybody's doing that now. Everyone's like, oh, we can't just let all this legacy sit around forever. I'll throw these blanks. I'll do some more in the morning when I can see what I'm doing. So yeah, she got told, like, use them or lose them, or transfer them to somebody else at a reduced rate and so on. So yeah, she was like, what can I get? Oh my god, I have plenty of air miles. So she had a look at the store and was like, I could get some wireless headphones. Her iPad doesn't have a jack on it because Apple are stupid and think, well, nobody wants actual plugged-in headphones anymore. It's like, maybe they do. Maybe they don't want to pay exorbitant prices for your AirPods, you know? But okay, whatever. What do we know? We are but mere mortals. So yeah, the fact that she has a new iPad that doesn't have the headphone jack, she was like, I can't listen to music on there. I only have plug-in headphones. So she got those so she can use them to listen to music on her iPad now. And they're really good apparently, and they're so comfortable. So yeah, but yeah, she got them free because he had the air miles to cover the whole expense of them out of their store, and she was like, I'm getting these. And now she has like not really enough air miles to cover even the cheapest stuff in the store, so she's like, okay, I don't care now if I lose the rest. So yeah, but yeah, it's pretty good. All right, what I want to do is move people around. All these houses down here need upgrading over time, right? So we have a new big house. Actually, I think instead of moving someone in here who's going to look after the donkeys, we should move somebody from one of the other older houses. So this one here, for instance, whoever's living here, who is living here? America and Samogost can have this house now.
Doesn't mean you're better.
Move them over here, and they'll be good. So if we choose America and Samagost, we'll move them over here. Now they live here. Which means this house is now empty.
You're always taken.
I can destroy. Let me go into first person. This will be a little more precise. That roof there. And that bit there. And the old thatched roof can come off. And we'll replace it with stone and plank. Yeah. So tile roof, stone wall, tile roof, and stone wall. There we go. Okay, yeah. The 3 pounds of ground beef I have was supposed to be chuck, but the inside was ground ribeye, so I had to buy it. Ooh, ground ribeye, yummy.